Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today our topic of discussion is how to diagnose a bacterial infection. Whenever bacterial infection is suspected in any patient, how we can diagnose it. There are different types of tests which help us in diagnosing bacterial infection. Now I will be briefly discussing with you these tests. Give it to me please. Okay students, for closer look I have taken up the camera. Please, first of all we have methods of laboratory diagnosis. In these methods we have direct microscopic examination. Students, in direct microscopic examination we have two types of staining techniques: Graham's staining technique and Zn staining techniques. Gram staining techniques helps us to visualize the mycobacterium microorganisms on the basis of their shape. For example, diplococci, round shaped organism, comma shaped bacteria and rod shaped bacteria can be seen under the microscope. Similarly, Zn staining technique is used to differentiate Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria. Third one is peripheral film of blood. Students, through this peripheral blood film, we can directly see under the microscope total leukocyte count, total differentiated leukocyte count, platelet count. All these parameters helps us to differentiate or diagnose any indications of infection in the patient. Now students, there are culture based methods. In culture based methods we have first of all blood cultures. Blood cultures, these are performed when sepsis, pneumonia or endocarditis, meningitis is suspected. Microorganisms which can be isolated from blood cultures, examples are Staph aureus bacteria, Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria, E. coli, Klebsiella pneumonia and Pseudomonas aeruginosa bacteria. Students, second culture is throat culture. Throat culture is used to detect the presence of group A beta hemolytic streptococci, that is Streptococcus pyogenes. Other bacteria which can be isolated from throat culture: diphtheria, in gonococcal pharyngitis and oral thrush. Students, next culture is sputum culture. The culture of respiratory secretions, that is sputum, it helps to diagnose infections caused by Streptococcus pneumonia bacteria, Staph aureus bacteria, H. influenza bacteria and Klebsiella pneumonia bacteria. Next culture technique is CSF culture. Students, CSF culture is very helpful in cases of acute bacterial meningitis, where we can isolate Neisseria meningitidis bacteria. Now students, next culture technique is stool culture. Placing of stool cultures helps to diagnose us infections from Salmonella bacteria, Shigella bacteria, Campylobacter and E. coli bacteria. Next we have urine cultures. Urine culture is placed when doctor suspects cystitis, pyelonephritis. Microorganisms which can be isolated from urine cultures include E. coli, Enterobacter and Proteus. Students, next we have genital tract culture. Culture of genital tract secretions helps to diagnose us infections from Neisseria gonorrhea, Chlamydia trachomonas bacteria. Next we have wound and abscess cultures. Students, culture of pus or secretions from the wound may isolate microorganisms. Next, we have serological tests. Students, serological tests are performed by two conditions. Number one, either we use known antibody to identify the microorganisms. The second option is we use known antigen to detect the antibodies in patient's serum. We have different serological methods. Most commonly used are slide agglutination test. Student, it helps us in identification of organism with known antisera. Antisera directed against the cell wall O antigens of Salmonella and Shigella. Next, we have latex agglutination test. In this test, latex beads which are coated with specific antibodies are agglutinated in patient serum of homogeneous bacteria and antigen. Students, next we have ELISA. In this test, a specific antibody which can easily be assayed enzyme has been linked is used to detect the presence of homologous antigen. This test is useful in detecting a variety of bacterial, viral and fungal infections. Students, next we have fluorescent antibody test. In this test, variety of bacteria can be identified by exposure to known antibody which is labeled with fluorescent dye. This antibody is detected usually under the UV microscope. Student, next methods we have identification of serum antibodies with known antigen. These are the serological tests in which we have known antigen and we identify the antibodies. These tests include slide or tube agglutination method. This test is usually performed in typhoid fever, brucellosis. Next variety we have serological test for syphilis. Next, cold agglutination test. In this test, autoimmune antibodies are agglutinated in human RBCs at 4 degrees centigrade. But these antibodies do not agglutinate at 37 degrees centigrade. Example is Mycoplasma pneumonia bacteria. Students, next methods are molecular diagnostic methods. In molecular diagnostic methods, we have genomic tests. There are three types of genomic tests. Number one, nucleic acid amplification test, commonly called PCR test. Second variety of genomic test is nucleic acid probe test. In this test, nucleic acid probes are used to detect the DNA. Nucleic acid sequence analysis. Students, in this method, we have metagenomic sequence analysis, which is the latest in microbiological techniques. Then we have proteomic tests. In proteomic tests, we have MELDI-TOF test. In MELDI-TOF test, we have MELDI-TOF mass spectrometry. So students, this was a brief overview of different types of tests which are used in the laboratory to diagnose and to identify microorganisms. You can study the details of these topics from the textbook. Thank you, students. Allah Hafiz.